Dr. Erica with Rosie Research, and we are looking at one of the downloads you can get on Teachers Pay Teachers, which is our imaging unit. This is a unit filled with lots of fun worksheets and activities, and one of the activities I want to look at right now is the binary bracelets. So this comes with a whole lesson plan and prep, things that you can ask, things that you can do. And one of the things that we're trying to convey to the students is throughout the whole unit we're learning about binary and the states and using zeros and ones to convey all sorts of information. And for the beginning, a lot of that information is, in terms of images, in terms of numbers and what we're using binary there. And what about how do computers store a story that you write or even your name? What does that look like? And computers don't store an A on the hard drive. It actually stores a bunch of little tiny magnets that either go up or down. And so all of the letters, they're assigned 8 bits, so 8 little tiny magnets. And whether or not they're up or down will tell the computer what letter that is. So on all of the sheets, you've got sort of this binary alphabet, which is what our computers use to write in binary. And one thing that you'll notice that you can point out to students is that our first 15 letters, which is how high we can count with 4 bits in binary, those use 1011 as the first 4 digits. And then that gets us all the way through O. And then after O, we have to change it up because we're out of sort of those last 4 digits. We've used them up. And so they start with 0101 and they start all over again. And so part of the way to get them used to it is they can try to find what letters each of these steps mean, and then they can solve for a really totally ridiculous punny joke. Like for this one, it is, if a dog were a computer, would his bark be worse than his bite? And his bite is spelled B-Y-T-E, like a computer byte, which is 8 bits. So we have a few sheets of this that have, ridiculously silly, totally bit-byte punny jokes that you can hand out. And, if there is something I can mention in terms of understanding the joke on the keys, I'll put that in there. So for example, it says there are 10 types of people in the world, those who understand binary and those who don't. But that doesn't make any sense unless you do know binary, where 2 is represented as 1 and 0. So I put that in a note for you as a teacher on the keys to look at. The culminating activity for this is making binary bracelets. Now, it's got the key on here and you can just print off the papers if you want to. Some ways you can really sort of jazz this up in your class is if you've got a whole bunch of pony beads or those little small melty beads, you can get them in specific colors, typically black and white, but you could do, pink and white or green and white, whatever sorts of colors you want. Black and white works a little better just because this coating is in black and white, so it's a little easier to sort of go from looking at this to beating it up, but you could make those beads that they could take home if you wanted to. Another idea that we ran in our astronomy club is we actually got sort of really cheap metal medallions and we borrowed some steel stamps, and so the kids got to actually hammer 0 and 1 stamps into these little medallions they got to take home. And then of course you can also do it on this as a piece of paper. So I've already sort of done it for my initials, and then the kids will just cut it out. Now, one of the things you can do, which is a great way to do assessment without thinking that they are being assessed, is have everybody, after they've cut out their bracelets, hand their bracelets in, and then hand them back out randomly to the students and see, can the students return it to the right person? So here I've got my little binary bracelet. If I can get it on, you need a little piece of tape on the end. And then I can go home with this fun little my initials and binary. So that's what we have for this little activity. It's really fun, hands-on. There's lots of things they can do. Writing messages is one of them. We've got some stuff where they say, hey, let's write I love space in binary. I even have some binary paper, so kind of like notebook paper, where it's set up in the same sort of way that, let's see, that These guys here are set up where they can write the letter and then they can write the zeros and ones that go with that letter. So they can write secret messages to either the teacher or to their friends, or maybe you could have them transmit these secret messages to an alien, and how would you introduce yourself to an alien, which is kind of a fun way to bring in all of those things. So we really hope that you check out all the other videos that look at the activities that are in this download. Again, you can find us on Teachers Pay Teachers if you want to bring this into your classroom. We would absolutely love to be there. We have some other great activities also on Teachers Pay Teachers, and if you want to see what we are up to right now, you can get on Instagram and follow us at Rosie Research and see what sort of fun things we're cooking up.